Got done exposing a bunch of, not exposing. Oh, maybe somebody's here. Nope. Yeah, like I said, I just got done putting emulsion on a bunch of screens. They need to dry. Hopefully by a little bit later this afternoon they'll be dry so I can get a job printed up. We printed a ton of jobs yesterday, so we don't have a whole lot over here, but we have a nice spot color, halftone style design that we got to do. Yeah, super excited. It is you can kind of tell from there. It's a donut. It's for our local Red's Donuts. Great donuts, and they're about to be selling online. So. Super excited about that. And the UPS UPS guy came by. So can't really burn those screens because, like I said, we don't have a whole lot of screens right now. Just because we don't have the storage for them. So until we get the storage for them, we are just gonna keep recycling screens, which is absolutely fine. So we'll come back here and see what the UPS guy has brought us. Looks like we got our transfers in, and then, yep. So we have a local landscaping company, and it bought one of the like the UV fishing style shirts. So we do those on transfers just because we like the vibrancy on them a little bit better. So we got those to take care of. Oh. See if we can't take this all the way back, plus carry everything at once. We got to get the drop off in the right spot. It's not there yet. I just kicked the thing. I don't think this is gonna work. I'll come back and pick you guys up. So just put that into the whip section, the work in progress, pretty much everything that is already paid for. That way we can get those done. Yeah, it's not too bad right now. I've got to get, I'm gonna sit at my desk. I got some designs. I got to send a digitizing file off. Got to send a digitizing file off. We got to get some artwork finished up. I gotta get some quotes sent out, get caught up on some emails, yeah, and get some stuff for Coastland, the brand, as well. Balancing, we're trying to grow both companies at the same time with just 2 people. Not the easiest, but we are making it work. So yeah, I'm gonna get some more stuff done, and we'll catch you guys in a little bit. Sorry, I am not feeling great today, but I actually feel like complete dog shit. We gotta, this was on my to-do list today, so I'm gonna make sure I get it done. And that's what you gotta do. If it's, if you got something that's on your list, get it done. Don't push it off, because all of a sudden things will start piling up. You'll get overwhelmed. It's happened to me several times, so just get shit done. But as you can see behind me, we are rolling with our Melcos. Last video was about 2 months ago, and during that 2 months we have been moving, trying to keep up with production, and everything else, and it's just been slightly overwhelming, but we are good to go now. We're up and running. As you can see, we have these sick lights that we got installed up above so we can see a lot better. But yeah, we ran into a lot of problems with the Melcos. I'm not gonna lie to you. We ran into a ton of problems, and honestly, we still are. I have my concerns about them. I think, as far as flats, they are doing amazing. They do amazing. We never had any problems with flats. What we get our problem is embroidery. When we embroider, Richardson's specifically, because they're very sturdy. But in theory, when with these machines, you can sync them all up as one, or you can do 12 different individual designs, garments, or what have you. But the way we are running here is we have 12 machines. We run 2 for flats and the other 10 are for hats, because hats is majority of what we get. And we'll run one on one of the samples on one of the sample machines, which is 1 or 4, but that one back there, just so we can make sure the settings are good, everything is kosher. Once you get a good design, in theory, you should be able to take those settings, whether it's the active feed settings, the sensitivity, the stitch speed, whatever it is, you should be able to take those settings and copy and paste on the other machines and run all these machines at one time, and they shouldn't have problems. Unfortunately, we don't get that. It became a massive problem for us, to be honest, to the point that I just couldn't run them anymore. But one thing that I have to say about the Melcos is they have the absolute best customer service. All I did was send out one email. They're constantly checking in, even before we told them we have problems, because we tried to solve the problems ourselves. YouTube, different forums, things like that. Because I'm not one to kind of try to bitch and complain. I want to figure out what the problem is, because that's part of learning how to use these machines, is figuring it out. But it got to the point where, for example, we sent out on a forum, me and Amanda, we sent out on a forum on Facebook, a video and pictures of everything that we run into, and we have 42 different answers from 42 different people. That part's frustrating. It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it is. So once that happened, I reached out to Shonda over at Melco. She's our sales rep. She's the one who helped us buy these machines. She's absolutely wonderful. And she had somebody on the next week, on a flight next week to come back here. And it was our original person, Mark. He came out and he fixed a lot of the issues. One of the issues, the depth of the needle wasn't going far enough for the Richardsons. So what it was doing is it was pinching, and the pressure foot was coming down, and we were breaking needles constantly. But he changed those settings. Unfortunately, we're still getting a lot of needle breaks. The most consistent thing about these machines is the inconsistency. Now, this video is not to bash Melco in any way, shape, or form. I think they're a great company. Okay, they serve their purpose. But we're more of a commercial style shop, and that's the direction that we're going to. And I just, if you're thinking about getting a Melco and you're running through Etsy and you're doing print-on-demand orders, very low count orders, Melco honestly is the way to go, if I were you. But when we get these 300 hat orders, 300 hat orders, that's when we start running into problems. So we're struggling with that with our large quantity orders. So we're trying to figure that out. Let me show you one of our designs. So as you can see right here, this is one of the designs that Melco did, or that we did on the Melco machine. Very tight. There's no cupping. It's just beautiful, beautiful, great design. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, though, when we run things that are run across the bill here, across the crown, not the bill, but the crown, that's when we really start running into problems. It's not so much onto the side stitches. It's more so of just this seam right here on the crown. That's when we run into problems. But for instance, before Mark came back out and helped us, we were, out of every 10 hats, we were messing up probably 4 or 5. I mean, it was bad. But now that he's back, we're messing up 1 or 2. So we're headed in the right direction. I'm not going to give up on the machines. We've already spent the money, so we're gonna figure it out. there are people out there who are making great. They can do it. I know they can. I have the utmost confidence in them. I just don't have confidence in them. I know that sounds weird. It doesn't make any sense, but I have a lot of confidence in certain aspects with these machines, and I don't in others. We've gone through a series of digitizers, and I found out that's a massive part of it, and our hooping is a massive part of it. Once we figured those problems out, we were able to fix a lot of the issues. But now I'm trying to get to the point where we can embroider 10 and not mess up 10, or not mess up 1. So if you're thinking about getting a Melco and you're running, you're gonna put one in your basement, your garage, or you got a small shop, you're not doing a ton of production with them, Melco is the way to go. I firmly believe that. But if you're trying to do commercial items, you're trying to, I would not go with Melco. I personally think if you're trying to do, get these big clients, 100, 200, 300 plus quantity orders, don't think Melco is the right way to go. I do think they can do it. I just don't think I at this point right now don't have faith that they have the capacity to run that many hats without having a ton of issues. So just keep that in mind. But if you're out here running and you're like, hey, we're only going to do maybe 100 hats a month, or we're only going to do just a couple flats, or we're going to do some monograms, this, that, and the other. You're running for an Etsy shop. You have you want to do for your own brand, your own business. You're like, oh, I don't need a gigantic 6-head. I don't need a massive commercial printer. I don't want to pay that much, but I would like to make my own hats for my own business, or I'd like to make some construction companies, they'll buy them so they can do their own shirts. Whatever the reason may be, that's when you get a Melco. Melcos have their purpose without a doubt. But I think as we continue to ramp up business, I think we may have to go into a different direction. Do I like Melcos? Yes, I think they serve their purpose. I love the fact that we can lay everything out, but at the same time, it's a lot bigger footprint. That's the other thing. We have 12 machines right now, and we have a lot bigger footprint on this versus what we would do if we had a 6-head Tajima or Barrett or what have you. So do that with what you will, and post your comments. Let me know if you think differently. If you have issues, if you love it, comment below. So super excited to see what you think. Thanks, guys.